What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Day Trading Institution. So what we're going to be doing is simply breaking down the training so you can have an understanding of what the training is going to involve over the next few weeks. So all we're going to be doing is covering the training itself and really just looking at the overview of the actual training and what you guys are about to get into. Now, depending on when you actually enrolled, right, if you are one of my previous students who've gotten early access, I have locked the course until the actual launch date being December 20th. All I did was simply open up the enrollment for you guys so you guys can actually secure your seats. Now, this is going to be a pretty intensive training. Now, I have the core curriculum already set for you guys, meaning that these are the main videos and these are the videos that are here to stay. Over the span of weeks and days that pass by, I will continuously add new videos to the actual training itself to increase the value as much as I possibly could in terms of content and in terms of psychology videos. I'm always going to be adding videos to increase the value of the program itself. This is the last program that I intend on actually making, meaning that once you have access to this, you have access to it for the rest of the time that I actually decide to actually be teaching you guys how to actually trade, such as I do. So you guys are set on that. The only thing is that you guys need to do the continuous education, meaning that you guys need to attend the webinars, you guys need to attend the peer review groups. But let's get into all of that right now. So all I'm simply going to explain to you guys in this video is the layout of the training and how the ongoing education actually is going to work, right? So let's go over the course curriculum. So the first part is going to be simply just the introduction, introducing myself, who I am, and just an introduction to the actual course itself. Now, part one is the fundamentals. This is the basics of the actual program. This is where you're going to learn all the basics, and it's pretty much all the basics are the same thing throughout whatever platform you're going to learn. I've just put it into my own way, and when it comes down to learning the basics, it's really nice to go back and kind of just build your foundation on that again, and maybe you'll pick up a few things that you didn't know before the actual program. Then we're going to be getting into the trading platforms and tools. After the trading platforms and tools, where I show you guys how to actually use our MetaTrader program and our TradingView program, we're going to be getting straight into the technical analysis portion of the course, where we're going to be learning about the trading environments and the different market conditions. After that, we're going to be getting into the Candlestick Bible, where we're going to learn all about candlestick anatomy, and I break down the candlesticks as best as I possibly could. Then on part 5, we're actually going to be getting into liquidity zones, where we're going to be learning about areas of liquidity and where we could potentially take trades from. Now, the price action section of the course is the course that I wanted to, the portion of the course that I wanted to focus on the most, because my trading methodology is all based off around price action. So part 5 and part 6 are going to be the more important parts of the course, along with the candlesticks, obviously 4, 5, and 6. They're all going to be important. Every single part of this course has its importance, but part 4, part 5, and part 6 is all about price action, right? So I've structured the course in a way where it's all in order. So before we actually learn about actually reading price, we need to learn about the candlesticks themselves and how these candlesticks work, right? Now, you're only going to get better at reading candlesticks over time, so don't get overwhelmed with any portion of the course. Each course video is probably like 20 to 30 minutes long, depending on what section you're on, right? After that, we're going to get into risk management, where I have 2 sections on risk management. The risk management video alone is a 30-minute video. Then we're going to be getting into our indicators, our trading journal, and setting up our trading journal and why it's important to actually journal. Then we're going to be getting into pretty much part 10 to part 12 is going to be all simply trading psychology, right? Where we're going to be talking about scaling your trading, where we're going to be turning our trading into an actual business. Then part 11 is actually just going to be videos of me trading live. So I only have 1 video on there as of right now, as of December 12th. So over the course of time, and right now I'm not trading during the holiday period, I'm going to start trading again in January. So you're going to start seeing a lot more live trading videos, so you guys can actually see me maintaining a live position, and that video will be on the course forever. And I intend to make this section the biggest section of the course, part 11, but that's only going to come with time. Part 12 is trading psychology. Part 13 is going to be backtesting, and then part 14 is going to be webinars. So all of the previous recorded ongoing education sections or sessions, I'm going to post on the webinar section of the course so you guys can have continuous videos and you guys can gain a bunch of knowledge from the webinars themselves. I believe I only have a webinar right now with my top student, Chow. So you guys can actually go watch that webinar there. Anyways, guys, so now let's cover the ongoing education. So this is how the ongoing education, the weekly outline is going to be. Typically, we're actually going to have a pre-market webinar, right, every single Sunday. So every Sunday, we're going to have a pre-market webinar. The timing is going to depend. I'll let everybody know the times in the Discord, but it's going to be usually anywhere between 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern where we're going to have our pre-market webinar. Then we're going to have a development webinar in the middle of the week. After the middle of the week, we're going to have our peer support sessions. And then this is going to be the smaller group sessions. And then after that, the end of the week, we're going to have our Q&A session. So all these are going to be webinars. So anyways, the Q&A session is, we're really trying to do this 1 to 2 times a week. Really, it depends on the volume of questions that we actually get. So the goal of the Q&A session obviously is to help out students at a base level and answer any hair on fire questions that they may actually have. Now, this session will be held for everyone that is enrolled, but students will be given the opportunity to ask questions live to get the best response from me possible. Now, typically these webinars are going to occur Wednesdays. The first one will actually be on the 29th after the official launch, right? And this is when we actually plan on continuing starting the actual ongoing education is after the official launch. Now, when it comes down to the peer support sessions, this is going to be a smaller group where we're going to be hitting people's more direct questions, so I can kind of help people almost at an individual level. So I'll be working with a smaller group of students to help them more individually with their problems. This session will focus on working with 30 to 40 people who will give or who will be given the ability to directly communicate with me, because when we have a big Q&A session, typically it's a lot harder to get everybody's questions answered versus when we're going to have these peer support sessions. Now, every week the peer support session takes place. We'll send an email to all students. I'll also be posting a link in the Discord. The students that book their seat for the session will be given the first opportunity to be a part of the 30 to 40 people, meaning that you guys will actually going to have to register for these webinars, right? Yes, we're going to have obviously the Q&A sessions, but you guys need to register for this webinar because, again, I really only want to take a certain amount of people to really make the biggest difference possible. And if you guys miss one of the peer support sessions, don't worry about it. There's going to be so many of these. Just don't feel like you're missing out. Just make sure you do register for these sessions though if you really want to get the best benefit off of these peer support sessions. The following week we'll have a rotation of other students that didn't get a chance to reserve a seat to be given a fair chance to participate. So again, we're just trying to get as many people as we possibly can and support them and their needs and whatever questions that they have. So the first will occur on every Friday at the end of the week. First one will be on the 12th or December 31st is when we plan on doing the first peer support session. Now, the development webinar. So the goal of this webinar, which this is just going to be a regular webinar once a week, I'm pretty much just going to cover more advanced topics to help you enhance your trading. So whether it be a confluence trading, whether it be liquidity zones, this is going to be more of a class. And this first class will actually happen January 1st. That's when I start planning on doing classes for you guys. So this is another portion of the development series. So just like how I did the free trading series previously for the free webinars for the 4-week trading series, right? This is going to be a continued version of that where I'm going to be covering different topics, and I plan on doing this once a week, really just to help you guys develop your skills. Then after that, we're going to be doing pre-market webinars, meaning that I'm just going to be pretty much covering all of the pairs that I trade and giving you guys an outlook on what I think is going to happen with those pairs throughout the rest of the week, so you guys could potentially take advantage of those specific trading opportunities. Now, I'm pretty much just going to cover the current conditions of the market and go over my plan for the week ahead. This will help our members start the week with a greater perspective on the market. So this webinar will also be held for anybody enrolled in the training. I'm literally just going to drop the link so you guys can all come on. I will let everybody know I'm still trying to figure out the best set time possible for these webinars. But again, for this specific webinar, I'm thinking about 9-10 o'clock is when I plan on doing these webinars. So anyways, guys, that was just a quick, no, well, not quick, but that was a little overview of what you guys should expect throughout the course. Again, guys, if you have any questions, just let us know in the Discord chat, and I'll see everybody in the next following training videos. If you guys have any questions, again, just simply comment down in the comments that you actually can comment under the videos. I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Now, I'm going to be active a lot more on Discord. For any of you who are my previous members, just simply message me on Discord or put it out in the public channel on Discord, and I'll get your questions as soon as I normally can. Typically, I'm going to be active throughout the Discord between Sunday and Friday. Saturday, I do plan on taking that day to myself and not really check questions too much. So Sunday through Friday is the best time or best days to possibly reach me. So anyways, guys, hopefully you guys do enjoy the rest of the trading series.